All right, everybody, welcome to another. It's carbon fiber, be careful. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Nasty Addiction Garage. So today's episode is gonna be a little different. It is the weekend, it is my day off, so I decided that I wanted to clean the garage. The garage turned into something massive, so what I'm gonna be doing today in today's episode, we're gonna be working on that 3VZ FE, or now 3VZ FTE V6. So if you guys are familiar, we're gonna go a little bit over the motor and what I've done to it and stuff like that. For all the new followers that I have now, thank you. For everybody joining new, welcome. This is Nasty Addiction Garage, where we do builds and we try to do them the best that we can, better than OEM. And we have here a 3VZ from a Lexus ES300, a 1992, I believe this motor was, or 93, but it only came in either one of those options. But let's dive into it a little bit more in this talk. Let's go. All right, folks. So right here we have the 3VZ FTE. So I just added the FTE ideally because this is going to be a turbo motor. This was a turbo motor prior to. The motor is built, to the best that I can. I believe it can withstand some good power. My rating that I would love for this motor to hit would be something around 600. I want to be able to keep up with the 2GRs, the 2GR turbos rather. And I am a big fan of this 3VZ motor. For starters, we have a cast iron block, which I think, in my opinion, makes it very, very solid motor. I did put Wiseco pistons in there. They do have some custom rods as well. What else have I done? I have a metal head gasket that is about 1.7 millimeters thick. The thing is, with this motor, there's absolutely very little aftermarket support. And it kind of sucks because this is a really good motor, and I think, in my opinion, this motor can perform if it had the equipment needed for it to perform. But moving on, I do have APR or ARP. I always fuck that up. APR head studs. Those were from a Mitsubishi 3000 GT. So the thing is with this is you have to piece this motor together with different motor pieces. So the head stud kit is from a 3000 GT Mitsubishi. We had to customize those. There are two gears on the camshafts that have two studs below it. You have to cut those down a little bit to make this fit, but it does fit. We have, like I said, metal head gasket, custom exhaust. This exhaust was made by Sora Performance out in Ukraine. Victor has done a lot of my work, as you've seen here. This also is a custom intake for this 3VZ. This one also was from Sora Performance, and as you can see, it is ginormous. This is a 90 millimeter throttle body, or 80, 90? I would have to double check, but I think this is a 90 millimeter Supra throttle body that was basically the intake was customized to fit this throttle. So we got a lot of things cut off. Like we had a piece here that was a water neck. We kind of deleted that and added an AN fitting. We did that a lot around this motor. We did it here, we did it right down here. So we did a lot of that customizing stuff just to make it a little bit more streamlined for us to make this motor work well. So guys, moving forward, we have the Y pipe. Again, a Y pipe that was custom by Sora Performance. So I'm kind of debating a few things. I almost want to go twin turbo with this thing. There's only one other guy that I know that's going twin turbo, and he's out in Florida, and I kind of don't want to cramp his style doing a twin turbo. I really don't, but I'm almost really gearing toward that. I want more of a challenge, which this has already have been a challenge, but I figure if I'm going this depth in building this motor, we might as just go hard, you know what I mean? Do today is move forward and put this car on all four wheels ideally. So we have the subframe there. I do got some bolts here that I bought, some titanium ones that I was missing for the subframe to put these bad boys right here. Ugh. Put these bad boys on. So then I can actually then get the spindles and stuff for this car and go ahead and put it on. So I'm super excited. I'm actually making some type of movement here with this car, meaning that at least I'll be able to put it on the floor, because check it out. We have here the front end. The front end's already put together. The back end just very slightly, just needs a few things to bolt up correctly. We can go ahead and put the Bob Fam shocks that I have in here. I have a whole bunch of stuff in here, guys, that, I mean, Jesus, like a lot of stuff that needs to be installed. And I just figured that this is my day off. I'm going to take advantage of the day off, and I'm going to try to go ahead and get this car at least on all four wheels. It'll help motivate me a little bit more to get into this car and start doing some damage and actually going forward with the build, guys. So guys, let's just jump into it. This is gonna be a lot of time-lapsing stuff, but this is all stuff you guys seen before with this car, so I'm not gonna really go into detail. I'm just gonna put basically suspensions back on and stuff like that. So guys, let's just jump into it and let's go. All right, guys, as you guys can see, I was able to put the titanium bolts in and able to go ahead and put those trailing arms on. So I'm not too worried about it at this point, because I think right now all I'm going to have to really do is put the spindle, the suspension, the coilovers, and put the spindles and put this thing on the floor, basically. So we're really close to that. And then after we do that, guys, we're gonna go ahead and work on this 3VZ a little bit. I'm gonna take apart a lot of stuff, because as you guys see, a lot of things are not bolted on all the way. So what I'm gonna do is take everything that's not bolted on correctly and just remove it all, and then I'll go ahead and reinstall everything with all the seals and like gaskets and stuff like that. So guys, let's just jump into it. Let's we're moving along here, so let's go ahead and finish putting up the suspension. So I do got some Bob 808 Motorsport suspension here. I've had these for quite a while. He did send me some Swifty springs, so I'm going to have to change those out at a later time. I'm not going to do that all right now. I'm just going to put these on so then the car could move around on suspension. But we're going to go ahead and pop these up in there and go ahead and get the spindles and everything ready, so then we can go ahead and install the tires and put this baby on the floor. So let's go. Alright folks, now I have the rear spindles out. I did pull them out from storage. As you guys can see, they look a little dirty. So these were brand new from Bob Fam. Big shout out to Bob Fam again for these bad boys, because I was going to need them on the V6 anyway. So what we're going to be doing here, I did get a bucket of some hot water. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and just power wash these out. I do have the RCAs on there as well, so everything is brand new still. As you guys can see, the rotors aren't even worn on. So I'm going to go ahead and pull everything apart, and as I pull everything apart, I'm just going to power wash everything. A lot of this is overspray and primer, so a lot of it will come off eventually, but right now I just want to make sure that it's just not dusty when I go ahead and apply it and install it on the green MR2, just because I just don't want it to be looking like crap, at least while it's on there. I'm gonna power wash it and clean it up, the whole car, as a matter of fact, but I just don't want this to look like shit on there. So guys, let's go ahead and get this started and power wash this bad boy. So let's go. right, guys, as you guys can see, I got the passenger side rear tire on. The whole thing is actually put together, and mind you, this bolt is not completely torqued in, just because I want to keep it a little loose, just so then it can have some wiggle room. I removed the brakes off here because you guys can probably only guess I'm going to switch out to rear brakes as well. So, and this broke, so I'm not too worried about all that stuff. I'm just glad I still have the actual the mechanisms themselves, just because I'm going to need the bolts for the brackets and just whatever. But I'm just glad that I'm at this point right now. So moving on to the next side, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on this side and just install the spindle, the stuff that we need to install, just so that we can have the car to sit on the dollies themselves, and it'll be so much easier for me. And then we can go ahead and start working on this bad boy, which I'm super excited about, because I want to actually get it to where I don't have to open it or unbolt it again. So there's a lot of things that still need to be put on. Like it's a process. So I'm going to take you guys along with me. But first, we're going to go ahead and get this car on all 4 tires. So then I can at least roll it on the dolly, like the front end, and not have the subframe on wood on the dollies to move the car around. So guys, let's just jump into it and let's go. All right, guys, I got the rear tires on. Now we can actually sit this thing down on the dollies where they belong. So these dollies, look at the way I had these dollies set up if you guys weren't aware. So I had a microfiber cloth. I had some kneeling pads. Great kneeling pads, by the way. And then some 2x4s, or some wood pieces, rather. These are brand new, but now we can go ahead and slide these bad boys under here where they belong. Let's see, that could be right here. That looks pretty good. The tire is damn near just the same width of these dollies. These dollies, by the way, cost relatively cheap. They were Harbor Freight, I think, for like 60 or 80 bucks with a coupon or something. So both of these are on and under the car. So now I can actually put this thing down. So let's check out the subframe real quick before we do that. The subframe looks, damn, it looks pretty good. I like the way this looks. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to remove that jack. That jack looks so sketch right now. I'm going to go ahead and move it, but we're going to go ahead and drop it down on these dollies, and we're going to go and move this car over a little bit the way it should be on the dollies, guys. So let's jump into it and let's go. All right, folks, it's the next morning. Actually, I don't know if you guys, I don't know how many of you guys know this or not, but I used to be an overnight, I guess, emergency and critical care nurse, but for veterinary hospital. So it was a level 1 trauma center, and I had been doing that for about 25 years before I made this kind of a full-time gig. But we'll talk about that. I'll have a whole episode based on my life and getting to know me a little bit more coming real soon, and the real reason why I started Nasty Addiction Garage as a business. But that'll be a whole separate episode. But moving back to the 3VZ FTE, we're back in it again, guys. So we're gonna jump into this motor. Like I said, there's a lot of things that are not buttoned up very well. So as you guys can see, there's just bolts just there that need to be bolted down. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to remove everything that's not torqued down to spec currently. Everything that's not tied down, period, right? So we can get that torqued down and make sure that everything is on actually correct. So with that said and done, guys, let's just jump back into this. As you guys seen, we have the green MR2 on all 4 wheels. It's been a little bit since we've seen it on all 4 wheels. And matter of fact, granted, it's on the dollies, right? But for sure, it's been a minute since we've had the car kind of in this stage. I almost want to start putting on the hinges. I got a whole bunch of stuff here, guys. Check this out. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you guys can check it all out. So as you guys see, I mean, I got the frames for the scoops. Those are powder coated. I got the frames for the triangles. Those are powder coated. Every hinge I have here is all powder coated. They're all a little dusty, which is whatever, you know, it's fine. But they are all powder coated. My brake, I mean, I guess my 3-way, 4-way brake valve thing, powder coated. I mean, I got a lot of things that are powder coated just because, look at my fuel rail. And this is a thermal gasket that I'm going to plan on selling soon. It's going to be worth it when it comes down to the 3VZs, especially the people who want the 3VZ turbos. I think that's going to come in handy. But anyway, we'll talk about that again on something separate. And guys, I just really encourage you guys to stay tuned to my Nasty Addiction Garage LLC page, just because I will be uploading parts. Sometimes I'll be announcing it. Sometimes I really want to announce it in a bigger fashion and maybe put it online or something like that. So just stay tuned to the NastyAddictionGarageLLC.com website, just because I do and will start uploading parts, so stay tuned. But fuel rails are nicely powder coated as well, and these are my sway bar end links, which are adjustable and powder coated. So as you see, I got a lot of stuff powder. But moving on to the motor, what we have to do is make sure we get things like this all buttoned up and sealed up the way it should be. So guys, it's gonna be a time-lapse thing, so let's get to it, guys, and let's go. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna cut the video here just because I just realized it's past 10 minutes. It's about 14 minutes now, before adding all the 3VZ stuff, just the MR2 stuff. So I think I'm gonna cut the video here now. I'm gonna just give you guys a real quick walkthrough. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you guys can see how this thing looks, and I think it looks phenomenal so far. I mean, this is hyping me up so bad for, like, to put this inside my car. Like, I am just like super excited to get to that point. But I'm gonna turn the camera around so you guys can check it out and let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you guys leave a comment, and I mean, tell me what you guys think about this motor. To me, it almost looks like an LS. Like, I don't know, it looks very LS-like. I don't know. You guys leave a comment down below on what you guys think, and I'll give you guys a couple views before we leave. But this is going to end the episode, guys. Peace. Take care of yourselves and each other. Remember, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you check out Nasty Addiction Garage LLC. And for any parts that are going to be on, make sure you just check out that spot. And if you guys are interested inside that, if you guys are still interested in that wide body kit, news will be coming soon. Please hold tight. But here goes some views, guys. Until next time, peace.